The classroom floated high above a gas giant, deep in space. This was no ordinary school. It was a learning center for the brightest alien minds from across the galaxy. Their job? Study primitive planets and decide if they were dangerous or not. Inside, 20 students sat in glowing chairs. Some had 3 eyes, others had blue skin, and one had long antennae. They came from different worlds, but they all listened to the same teacher, an old alien named Zaruk. He was strict and cold. Today's topic was Earth. A large hologram floated in the center of the room, showing Earth's oceans. The water moved gently. Fish swam, whales sang, and then dolphins jumped out. The students stared. "What are those creatures?" asked a student with silver scales. "Dolphins," said Zaruk. "They are peaceful, playful, not a threat." "Then why are we studying them?" asked a green-skinned student with 6 arms. Zaruk opened his long fingers. "Because sometimes peace hides danger." In the corner sat a human girl, quiet, still, and serious. Her name was Lena. She was the only human in the class. She had grown up among aliens chosen to represent Earth in the Galactic Study Program. Dolphin image changed. It now showed a pod of dolphins swimming in a perfect circle. Lena's hand slowly rose. Her finger pointed straight at the lead dolphin. Silence filled the room. Everyone turned to look at her. She did not speak. Her face showed no fear, no joy, only focus. "What is it?" Zaruk asked. Still, Lena said nothing. Then something strange happened. One by one, the alien students began to nod. First the red-eyed creature from Delta 5, then the tall blue twinlings, then the soft-skinned orb from Sierra 9. "I vote to destroy." "Earth's oceans," said the silver-scaled one. "I agree," said another. One by one they all voted. 19 alien minds, all agreeing on one thing. Destroy the oceans. Zaruk looked shocked, but said nothing. Lena's finger dropped. She leaned back in her chair, quiet again. The classroom lights dimmed. The vote was final. A human girl had pointed at a dolphin. 10 minutes later, Earth's oceans were marked for destruction. No one understood why. Later that evening, Zaruk stood alone in the observatory. He stared at the image of the dolphin. It smiled almost knowingly. "What did she see?" he whispered. In the shadows, another teacher spoke. "Perhaps the girl saw the truth, something we missed." "Dolphins?" Zaruk scoffed. "They're harmless. They play with humans. They chase fish." "Yes," the other said. "But do they also listen?" Inside her room, Lena sat in the dark. Her screen showed old Earth recordings. Ocean maps, whale songs, submarine signals, and dolphin sounds. One clip showed a dolphin swimming beside a human boat. The dolphin turned and looked straight into the camera. Lena froze the image. She zoomed in. The dolphin's eye had a strange glow. A reflection, maybe. Or something else. She closed the file and stared out the window at the stars. "They're not what you think," she whispered to herself. The next day, the alien class returned to their seats. Zaruk looked uneasy. "Before we proceed with ocean destruction plans," he said, "you must explain your votes." The silver-scaled student stood. When Lena pointed, I felt something cold, not fear, warning. "The dolphins are more than animals." The blue twinlings added, "We picked up low-frequency sounds during the video. Not from the ocean. From inside our ship, matching dolphin clicks." "What?" Zaruk narrowed his eyes. "You think they sent a signal here? Not think." "No," said the 6-armed alien. "It activated our sensors, briefly, then vanished." Another student held up a chart. "The dolphins swim in patterns, circles, spirals. These match ancient war formations used by space fleets." Zaruk turned to Lena. "And you? Why did you point?" Lena finally spoke. "I didn't plan to. My body moved on its own, like I was responding." "To what?" She shook her head. "I don't know." A strange silence followed. The students looked at one another. Maybe the dolphins were not just playing. Later that week, Zaruk sent a probe to Earth's oceans. A small device, invisible to humans. Its mission: scan dolphin activity and record hidden signals. The probe entered the water and dove deep. Schools of fish passed by. A whale sang in the distance then. The dolphins came, 3 of them. They circled the probe slowly. One tapped it with its nose. Inside the lab, Zaruk watched through the probe's camera. "They've noticed us," he said. Suddenly, the screen glitched. The dolphin turned to face the camera. It opened its mouth. But instead of sound, a symbol flashed on the screen, a triangle inside a circle. A code used only by ancient alien machines. How is that possible? Zaruk gasped. The screen went black. The probe was gone. Lena stood in the hall outside the lab. She hadn't been invited. But somehow, she already knew. They sent a message, she said to herself. And it wasn't for the aliens. She walked back to her room, opened a secret file, and played an old recording her father had once shown her. It was from an old submarine mission on Earth. In the video, soldiers were panicking. Alarms blared. Then came a calm sound, a low, steady rhythm. Like music. The soldiers stopped, smiled, then opened the sub's doors and walked into the ocean. The screen cut to black. On the last frame was a dolphin watching them. Lena's heart pounded. The dolphins weren't just animals, they were calling. That night, an emergency alert filled the classroom. All students report. Council alert. Lena and the others returned quickly. Zaruk's face was pale. "We received a reply from the deep ocean. The message is clear." He pressed a button. A voice played, slow, calm, deep. "Observe, learn, do not interfere." The voice was not human, not machine. Alien. But it came from Earth. A cold chill filled the room. The students whispered among themselves. One voice said, "They've been hiding all along." Another said, "They are smarter than we thought." Lena stood. "It's not just dolphins," she said. "There's something deeper, something older. It's watching, waiting." "Then we must act," Zaruk said. "We must destroy the oceans before it rises." "No," Lena said. "If you attack, you will wake it." "Then what do you suggest?" Lena looked around the room. "Listen. Just listen." Zaruk stared at her. Then at the screen. The ocean was calm again. But now everyone knew. It wasn't empty. It was alive. And it was waiting. The classroom still felt cold from the last decision. Lena sat silently in her chair. Her face showed nothing, but her mind was spinning. All around her, alien students whispered to each other, their voices soft and nervous. No one could forget what had happened. She had pointed to a dolphin in the ocean footage, and less than 10 minutes later, the entire class had voted to destroy Earth's oceans. Now they were being asked to explain why. A bright blue screen floated in the middle of the room. On it were 20 names, glowing beside the words, "Final vote, confirmed. Oceans terminate." Zaruk, their teacher, paced back and forth slowly. His skin looked darker than usual, like he hadn't rested in days. "You have all agreed to destroy Earth's oceans," he said firmly. "But this is not a small action. It must be recorded. It must be justified." He turned to the silver-scaled student, Varnox. "You spoke first. You explained first." Varnox stood slowly. His voice was calm, but his eyes moved quickly. When Lena pointed at the dolphin, something changed in the room. "I felt a signal. Not loud, but deep. It reached my bones. I don't know how." "That is not logic," Zaruk said. Varnox shook his head. "I know, but it felt like danger. Ancient danger." Next, the 6-armed student named Prilo stood. "We measured the ocean waveforms during the recording," Prilo said, waving 2 hands toward a data chart. "Dolphins give off signals we cannot understand. But last week, I matched one of those signals with a pattern from the Zarkan War archives. Several students gasped. That war happened 1,000,000 years ago, someone whispered. Prelo nodded. And the code was used by a stealth fleet, ships that communicated without detection. The Dolphins are using the same silent method. Zaruk raised an eyebrow. Earth never fought in that war. How could they know this? I don't know, Prilo said. But the Dolphins know something. Something no one taught them. Lena still sat quietly, saying nothing. Zaruk pointed to another student. Eshna, your reason? The tall blue twinling nodded slowly. I saw patterns in their swimming. Perfect spirals. Not random, not playful. They were sending a message. To whom? Zaruk asked. I don't think it was to us, Eshna said. I think it was to someone deeper. A silence filled the room again. Zaruk turned to Lena. You said nothing when you pointed. You say little now. But this vote began. With you. Explain. Lena looked up. Her voice was soft, but it filled the room. I didn't choose to point, she said. My body moved before I thought. I felt watched. Watched by the Dolphins? No, watched through them. Zaruk paused. Are you saying something is using the Dolphins? I'm saying they're part of something bigger. We don't see it, but it sees us. Varnock stepped forward again. She's right, I checked the logs. When the Dolphin turned toward the camera, our station's core sensors recorded a spike. What kind of spike? Quantum reflection. As if something scanned us through the footage. That's impossible, Zaruk muttered. Pre-ELO stepped in. No, it's not. If Dolphins are channeling something more intelligent, something hiding in the ocean, it could explain everything. What are you all saying? Zaruk snapped. That Dolphins are spies. That Earth's oceans are hiding a warship? Lena stood now. Her eyes were serious. I think the oceans are not just water. They're a shield, a cover, a place where something old is hiding and waiting. The class grew quiet again. Outside the window, stars floated by inside. The vote remained. Destroy the oceans. But fear was growing, even in the ones who voted for it. Zaruk stepped toward the center of the room. You all believe there is a threat beneath the surface. Something using Dolphins. Something unknown. The students nodded slowly. He touched the screen again. A new question appeared. Do you still stand by your vote? One by one, the students placed their hand over the console. Yes. Yes, yes. No one changed their mind. Lena stared at the screen. I won't vote, she said. You are human, Zaruk said. You have the right. I said no. Zaruk leaned forward. Why not? If you believe something dangerous is down there, shouldn't you want it stopped? Lena looked him straight in the eye. If you touch the oceans, she said slowly, you will wake it. Zaruk frowned. Then what do you suggest? Leave it alone, watch, learn, listen, and do nothing? Sometimes doing nothing is smarter than doing the wrong thing. The class was stunned. No one had spoken to Zaruk like that before. Later in the main control room, Zaruk spoke to the council via private link. The students believe Earth's oceans are a threat, he reported. They stand by their vote. Even the human girl agrees something is down there, though she opposes the plan. A voice replied through the static. Did the Dolphins communicate with us? Yes. Not with words, but signals. They use war code frequencies. They scan without tech. They understand us. Another voice said, if true, then we may have ignored Earth's danger for too long. Shall the first prepare the sterilization fleet? A long silence followed. Then, yes, quietly, we will not tell Earth yet. We must act before the ocean reveals what's inside. That night, Lena sneaked into the observation room. She used her clearance to unlock the hidden logs. A secret file opened. One recorded just hours ago. It showed a probe descending deep into the Mariana Trench. As it reached the dark ocean floor, it stopped. Something massive appeared, not a fish, not a whale, something made of metal. And something glowing. Suddenly, a pulse of sound shot upward. The probe froze. All systems failed. On its last screen, a shape was recorded. A circle. Surrounded by dolphins. But inside the circle was something else. A figure. Tall, thin, with glowing eyes. Then the screen went black. Lena stared. She had seen enough. The next morning, a new vote appeared in the class. Emergency response. Begin ocean attack or delay? The students were quiet. Prilo spoke first. I've changed my mind. Everyone turned. I still believe there's danger. But I also believe attacking it will be worse. I vote to delay. Varnox nodded. Same. One by one, students changed their vote. Fear was not gone. But now, there was curiosity. Only Zaruk seemed unhappy. You are all children, he said, frightened by shadows. Then he looked at Lena. Your people kept secrets, didn't they? Lena nodded. We thought we were alone. Maybe we were wrong, Zaruk sighed. I will report the delay. But the council won't like it. Lena stood by the window. Outside, Earth turned slowly in space. Blue-green, beautiful, but below the water, something ancient waited. She could feel it. And soon, the galaxy would too. The ocean looked peaceful from space. Blue, soft, calm, but Lena knew better. Deep under that calm surface, something was hiding. Something that didn't want to be found. Something that was speaking in a voice no one understood, except maybe the dolphins. In the classroom, the students had changed their votes. They had all agreed to delay the destruction of Earth's oceans. But that didn't mean they weren't afraid. The danger was still there. Zaruk, the old alien teacher, didn't like it. He stood in front of the class with cold eyes. We will delay, he said, but we will not stop watching. Fear is not weakness. It is a reason to act smarter. Today, we search for the source of the signals. He raised a hand, and a small black probe appeared in the air. It spun slowly, waiting for orders. This probe will dive into Earth's waters, Zaruk said. It will not attack, it will listen. Won't they notice? Asked Prilo, the six-armed student. They always notice, Zaruk said. But this time we listen first. Lena watched the probe disappear into a glowing date that would send it to Earth. She said nothing, but her hand was tight around the small data stick in her pocket. It contained the clip she had found, the one with the soldiers walking into the ocean after hearing a strange sound. That sound. It was not normal. Not random. It was a language. The probe landed in the Pacific Ocean. It sank quietly like a falling feather. Fish swam around it. The sunlight faded the deeper it went. Soon, there was only darkness. Except for the soft blue glow of the probe's lights. Back in the space classroom, the students watched the live feed. A dolphin appeared on screen. It didn't swim away. It came closer. Closer than expected. It sees us, Varnox whispered. The dolphin blinked slowly. Then it turned sideways and clicked its tongue 3 times. Was that a signal? Eshina asked. The probe recorded everything. Suddenly, 3 more dolphins appeared. They surrounded the probe. They began to spin, creating a bubble ring around it. And then, sound. Not loud. Not soft. Beep. A low-frequency hum that made the classroom speakers shake. What is that? Prilo asked. Lena leaned closer, her eyes wide. Her heart pounding. She had heard this before. It was the same sound from the submarine recording. Record the waveform. Zaruk shouted. The sound changed again. It pulsed. It rose. It fell. The pattern was strange but not random. It's structured, Prilo said. It's language. Can we translate it? Asked one of the blue twinlings. No, Prilo sighed. It's not made for machines. It's made to be felt. The sound reached into classroom. Every student felt it in their chest. A deep pressure, not painful, but heavy, like a warning. The screen flashed. The probe system showed a strange reading. Magnetics are shifting. Zaruk said, "Something's wrong." The camera on the probe began to shake. The dolphins were still there, but now their movements were faster. More urgent. Then, without warning, the sound stopped. And the dolphins vanished. Gone. The ocean was still again. But the damage was done. The probe's systems began to fail. Lights flickered. The video glitched. And in the final second before the feed went dark, the probe saw something far away. At the edge of the trench. Something glowing. Something huge. Then the screen went black. The room was silent. Zaruk looked angry. The students looked scared. What did we just witness? Eshna asked. A warning, Varnock said. No, Lena whispered. An invitation. Everyone turned to her. What do you mean? Asked Prillo. They wanted us to feel it, to hear them, not just with ears. With our bodies. Our minds. You think the dolphins were trying to talk to us? Eshna asked. No, Lena said. They were guiding us. Showing us who else is down there. Zaruk frowned. You think something is using them? Lena nodded. They're messengers. And now the message has been sent. To who? Prillo asked. Lena looked out the window, toward Earth. To us. That night, Lena stayed awake in her room. She played the recorded signal over and over again. She watched the waves on the screen, matched the pulse of her heartbeat. Suddenly, the sound shifted only slightly. A new frequency appeared. Higher, sharper, a code. She grabbed her notepad and began writing. Triangles, squares. It was a pattern. The message was still going, still alive. She ran out of her room and into the classroom lab. Prillo was still there, staring at data. Prillo. She shouted, "Look at this." She showed him the pad. He looked confused at first. Then his eyes went wide. These aren't random shapes, he said. This is an old form of astronavigation. It points to something. He entered the data. Into the star map, a red dot appeared. Under the ocean? Lena asked. No, Prillo said, zooming in. Inside the planet. Beneath the ocean crust. Near the Earth's magnetic core. Lena's voice trembled. There's something living down there. Or something waiting, Prillo said. The next day, the council called Zaruk privately. Report, they said. Zaruk told them everything. The signal, the dolphins, the strange response. The glowing shape in the dark. This may be the greatest discovery in galactic history, the council leader said. Or the greatest threat. Do we proceed with ocean sterilization? Zaruk asked. No, the voice said. Not yet. We need more data, but keep the students quiet. If this becomes known, others will come, and they will not be as careful. In the classroom, the students sat in silence. The screen was still black. The probe was lost, but the signal wasn't. It kept coming, pulsing slowly in the background, like breathing. Lena looked at the others. You hear it, don't you? They all nodded. Double quotes, yes, said Eshna. It's still there. It's watching us, said Varnox. No, Lena said. It's watching Earth, watching how we react. If we panic, we fail. If we listen, we might survive. Survive what? Someone asked. Lena looked down. I don't know. Then she looked up again, her voice calm. But I think it wants to help, or warn us, before something wakes up. The screen blinked once. And a new message flashed. We see you. The room was cold and quiet. Lena sat alone, her eyes fixed on the glowing screen. The strange signals from the ocean still echoed in her mind like a distant song. Suddenly, a soft beep interrupted her thoughts. It was a message from the alien. Classroom's main server, an alert from Zaruk. Lena, come to the data lab immediately. We need your help. She grabbed her coat and hurried through the halls. The data lab was filled with alien students crowded around multiple screens. Zaruk stood near the largest one. "We found something," he said. "Something from Earth's past." Lena stepped forward, her heart quickening. "What is it?" she asked. "Human myths," Zaruk said. "Old stories about the ocean. Atlantis, sea gods, ancient powers. But there's more." He pressed a button. The screen changed to a series of images, maps, sonar readings, strange symbols. Lena recognized him immediately. "These are from Earth's old naval files," she said. "Secret projects. Sonar weapons, experiments to control dolphins." A student with bright orange skin frowned. "Why would humans control dolphins?" Lena looked down. "Because we knew. We always knew dolphins were different." Zaruk nodded. "We thought Earth was primitive. But their secret files show something else. Something advanced." "Prelo." The six-armed student spoke up. "Look at this frequency pattern." He zoomed in on the screen. "It matches the dolphin signals we recorded." Lena's eyes widened. "You're saying humans created those signals?" "Not created, Zaruk. Corrected. Taught. Programmed. The code is human hidden inside dolphin sounds." The room grew tense. Eshna asked, "Why hide it in dolphins?" Lena took a deep breath. "Because dolphins can travel anywhere. They are messengers, protectors." Zaruk stared at her. "Protectors of what?" "Of something beneath the ocean," Lena said softly. "Something humans never told anyone about." "Show us," Varnox demanded. Lena nodded and pulled up a video. It showed a secret mission from decades ago. A small submarine dove into the Mariana Trench. Inside, soldiers moved quietly. The tension was thick. Suddenly, a strange hum filled the cabin. The soldiers froze. One reached out and touched a control panel. Then the screen went dark. When the video returned, dolphins surrounded the sub. One dolphin pressed its nose against the glass. The soldiers smiled, then slowly opened the hatch. Lena looked up. They trusted the dolphins. They weren't afraid. "Why?" Zaruk asked. "Because the dolphins led them to something," Lena said. "Something ancient and alive." The screen showed symbols carved on the ocean floor. Triangles, circles, and spirals, the same symbols from the signals. "Humans were trying to speak to it," Prelo said. "But why keep it secret?" Eshna asked. Lena shrugged. "Fear, control. They didn't want others to know what was really down there." Suddenly, the lights flickered. An alert flashed on the main console. "New signal detected," Zaruk said. Everyone leaned closer. The signal was clearer now. Faster, more urgent. Lena's fingers flew over the keyboard. "This is a reply," she said. "Not from dolphins, from the source itself." A cold voice spoke through the speakers. "You have awakened the code. The Watchers rise." The room went silent. Lena's heart pounded. "What does it mean?" Varnox whispered. "Something beneath the ocean is alive," Zaruk said. "And it knows we're watching." Lena stood tall. "We have to decide," she said. "Destroy the oceans and risk awakening a war. Or listen and learn before it's too late." The students looked at each other. Fear mixed with hope. The oceans were not just water. They were a gate. A secret waiting to be opened. And now, the human code had begun to speak. The probe drifted through the dark waters of the Mariana Trench. Pressure crushed everything around it, yet the small machine moved steadily, guided by silent commands from the classroom orbiting above. Inside the space station, the alien students stared at the live feed. Their faces were tense. Lena sat with her hands folded, watching the screen carefully. The silence in the room was heavy. No one spoke. Suddenly, the camera caught movement. A shadow slipped past the probe. It was too large to be a fish. Too fast to be a whale, is that? Eshna whispered. "Impossible," Varnox said. The shadow circled the probe. Then it stopped. A strange sound filled the room, low, deep and strange. Prelo's eyes widened. It's a language. Not like before. This is new, the sound pulsed. It was not a simple pattern. It was alive, breathing. The probe's instruments began to glitch, magnetic fields fluctuating, Zaruk said. Look. Lena pointed at the screen. A bright light appeared on the ocean floor. A soft, glowing orb. The orb pulsed in time with the sound. Then, from the light, a shape emerged. Tall and thin, with glowing eyes. Alien eyes. It spoke a single word in perfect galactic common. Observe. The word echoed in the silent room. What does it mean? Prelo asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Lena swallowed hard. It's a warning, or an invitation. The figure moved slowly toward the probe. Dolphin swam beside it, circling. Protectively, the probe's camera zoomed in on the glowing eyes. They were ancient, wise, cold. Suddenly, the probe's system shut down. The screen went dark. The room held its breath. Zaruk broke the silence. We have found what hides beneath. But what? Eshina asked. Lena looked at the dark screen, her voice steady but urgent. Something old, something powerful. Something that has been watching Earth for eons. Varnox shook his head. Why? Now, why send a message? Lena's eyes burned with a strange light. Because we are close. Too close. She stood. We must be careful. If we attack the oceans, we risk waking the sleeping giant. Zaruk nodded slowly. Then we watch, we learn, we prepare. Outside the window, Earth turned slowly in the blackness of space. Blue and peaceful. But now it was no longer quiet. Something beneath the waves had spoken, and it was waiting. The room was dim and quiet. The alien students gathered around a large table, eyes fixed on the ancient records flickering on the main screen. Zaruk stood beside the display, his face serious. What you are about to see changes everything. Zaruk said. These records were hidden for millions of years. Lena leaned forward. What kind of records? Zaruk nodded. They show a war beneath Earth's oceans. A war we never expected. Prelo's 6 arms trembled slightly. Beneath the oceans, on Earth? Yes, Zaruk said. Long before humans walked the land, an advanced species lived in the seas. Eshina's voice was quiet. What species? They called themselves the Deep Ones, Zaruk explained. They were intelligent, powerful, and had technology. Far beyond anything on the surface. Lena's eyes widened. But why didn't humans know? Zaruk's expression darkened. Because the Deep Ones were banished. Defeated by a coalition of space races. They were forced to hide in the deepest trenches. Varnox frowned. And the Dolphins? They became messengers, Zaruk said. Guardians of the Deep One's secrets. Dolphins were genetically linked to them, carriers of their codes and signals. Prelo shook his head in disbelief. So the Dolphins are spies? No, Lena said firmly. They are protectors. They warn us. Zaruk pointed to the screen. Ancient star maps and battle formations appeared. These warships fought here, on Earth, under the waves. Suddenly, the room's lights flickered. An alert sounded. Zaruk glanced at the console. We have a new message. The voice came through the speakers deep and calm. The Watchers rise, the past awakens. Prepare. Lena's heart pounded. Are they coming back? Eshna asked. Zaruk nodded. The war never truly ended. It was only sleeping. Lena stood, her voice steady. We must choose carefully. Attack now, and we may awaken an ancient enemy. Wait too long, and they may rise on their own. Varnox swallowed. What do we do? Watch and learn, Zaruk said. The ocean hides more than water. It hides history. And danger. Outside, Earth rotated slowly, blue and calm. But beneath the waves, the hidden war was about to begin again. The ocean was restless. Waves crashed harder than usual against the distant shore. Inside the classroom orbiting Earth, tension filled the air. Lena stood at the center, her face pale but determined. Zaruk watched her closely. Lena, Zaruk sighed. The Council demands action. They want to begin the attack on the oceans. But you warned us. Lena's voice was calm. If we strike now, we risk waking something worse. The dolphins are not just animals, they are soldiers in this hidden war. Prelo nodded. We saw it before. The patterns, the signals. The dolphins prepare. Varnox added. And the signal from below, it's stronger, more urgent. Suddenly, the room's monitors flashed red. An alarm screamed. Dolphin pods. Detected moving rapidly toward the fleet, Eshna reported. Zaruk turned grim. They are attacking. Outside, deep in Earth's blue seas, pods of dolphins raced like lightning. They were no longer playful creatures, but warriors armed with secret knowledge. Lena's voice shook. They are striking first. The classroom scrambled to respond. Commands issued orders to pull ships back and raise shields. The dolphins swam in perfect formation, surrounding the ships. They emitted pulses of sound-sonic blasts that disabled engines and sensors. One by one, the alien ships fell silent. Zaruk shouted, "Retreat! Retreat!" Lena's eyes were wide with fear and awe. They are more powerful than we thought. Suddenly, a massive shadow appeared beneath the dolphins. A giant armored figure rose from the depths, ancient and glowing. With strange energy, the dolphins circled it protectively. The figure's voice echoed in the classroom, deep and commanding. You have invaded the sacred waters. Now face the judgment of the deep. The room trembled. Lights flickered. Zaruk turned to Lena. This war is no longer hidden. It is here. Lena nodded. We must find a way to stop this without more bloodshed. The classroom went dark as the signal cut out. Outside, the ocean calmed once more, but the war beneath the waves had begun. Would you like the final part or image prompts for this chapter? The room was dark except for the soft glow of the holographic ocean map. Lena stood before it, her eyes filled with determination and sadness. The long battle beneath the waves had ended, but the cost was far greater than anyone had imagined. Zaruk spoke quietly. The oceans remember everything, Lena. They never forget. Lena nodded. Yes, the deep ones are gone for now, but their legacy remains. Prelo added, the dolphins, our allies and warriors, carry the memory. In their songs and signals, we cannot destroy them. We must learn from them. Varnox asked, what happens now? The Council still wants Earth's oceans controlled. Lena looked toward the stars beyond the window. They want control because they fear the unknown, but fear blinds them. Suddenly, the room shook as a soft wave of sound passed through. It a signal from the deep. Eshna whispered, it's the dolphins, a new message. The hologram shifted, showing swirling patterns of light beneath the ocean's surface. Lena listened closely. They are warning us. Not with anger, but with hope. Zaruk sighed. Then we have a choice. Lena turned. We can destroy the oceans and lose their history forever. Or we can protect them and understand the secrets they hold. The students nodded in agreement. Outside, Earth spun quietly in space, its oceans shimmering with life and mystery. Lena smiled softly. The oceans will watch us. They will judge. US, but if we listen, maybe we can learn to live with them. Zaruk smiled for the first time. The galaxy has much to learn from Earth's oceans. They are not just water. They are history, life, and memory. The classroom faded as the stars outside grew bright, and the oceans whispered on, carrying secrets older than time.